You know them ones, yeah, where you're broke onto your next paycheck and you gotta eat ramen noodles or sleep for dinner? Well, that can definitely be avoided if you plan your money right. Now, a lot of people think they have an income problem or income issue. Well, yeah, you probably do. But most importantly, you probably have a financial management issue with how you manage your money. You know, they say the quicker you get your bag, the quicker it leaves you, right? So you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't know how to manage it and run yourself like a business, like a proper business, you'll always spend it, always end up wondering where it went. Because if you don't tell your money where to go, you'll always wonder where it went. So tap in.
Watch how you talking, you is talking out control. Saying you the shit, but you cap, oh no. You need to catch up, cause you moving too slow. When you lean, make sure you do the whoa.
Alright, so boom, welcome back to another installment of edutainment. Y'all already know what the going on. Subscribe to the mother effing channel. I appreciate y'all for spending some time with your boy. On this channel, you will learn about overcoming addictions, specifically weed, and some financial literacy. So edutainment, education, entertainment, the best of both worlds. So immediately walk on the subscribe button.
In New York, I merely rock. Hiding in my.
Well, it could catch it. Well, and that like button as well. I appreciate you. What should you do on Payday, pretty much, right? First and foremost, before it even gets into your checking account, because you're trying to do direct deposit out here, you should have a 401k plan ahead of time. I mean, if your employer offers you a 401k, take full advantage of it. If you can, maximize it. And usually most employers, what they will do is they will match your contribution to your 401k. So this essentially kind of automates the process for you. And the more you can automate things to your advantage, the better it is. The less thinking, the less time, energy, or brain power or willpower you have to put towards that thing, right? Essentially, you're already planning yourself. You're setting yourself up for the future, right? It's one thing to be old, in old age, but it's another thing to be old and broke. Right? So just have your 401k planned already, like match your employer's contribution, and you're good to go. And this can range anywhere from 5 to 15% of your overall income. So either match it or just put something into it. A lot of people they ignore it and don't contribute anything, but just put something, even if it's the minimum requirement, just put something in it. And obviously, yeah, your checking account is where all the magic happens. It's where all the expenses and income comes in. Overall, just in general, your checking account is something you should be checking every single day. I've had enough situations where I knew I was spending way too much money, or I just had the feeling that a lot of money was leaving my bank account, right? But you know them ones, yeah, where you don't want to check it because you don't want to see all the deeds you've done, all the expenses that are knocking off. Right? But if you're checking your account on a daily basis, on a regular basis, you should have the mobile app on your phone, checking it every day, right? Not only will you be more conscious of your spending overall, but if there's any type of illegal transaction or an unauthorized payment that you notice, you'll be able to catch it very quickly. So next step, obviously, once you're aware of those two things, is having an emergency fund. Minimum 1,000, upwards of 2.5k, depending on whoever is under your umbrella of protection, or whoever is dependent on your dependents, pretty much, right? Is your brother, your son, daughter, cousin, whoever is under your responsibility, right? So depending on where you are in life or what your responsibilities, you may need a larger emergency fund, right? For example, your car breaks down, the kid needs to go to the hospital for whatever reason. Just having something on the back burner that you can go back to is essential, rather than taking out another credit card or taking money out or asking a loan from a friend here and there, when you should already have a certain amount set up for yourself already. So you have an entire family, you should have upwards of at least 5,000 just to give yourself a cushion. And even just seeing that number makes you feel safe, gives you a sense of peace, right?
Tell them to bring me my money.
And especially, like I said it in a lot of my financial videos, but especially having an emergency fund that can go upwards of 6 to 12 months is crucial if you're trying to quit your job, or just in general, you get fired, right? Do you have enough in your bank account that will cover you for X amount of months if your job if you were to quit or get fired, right? Especially if you're trying to do your own thing, your music career, your YouTube channel, just trying to not be under someone else's umbrella or someone else's authority, right? Like myself, I was a server for a while, did that for a long time, and just saved up enough to where I can start posting damn near every single day. So I'm trying to make this kick off and stuff like that. So and number 3 is you gotta detail only, Sean Ball, are you listening? Only proper things in it.
You guys,
Listen.
Only your necessary expenses, utilities, hydro, water, Wi-Fi, and that's it. That's what you should knock off next. Pay yourself first, then pay all the necessary expenses. Netflix is not necessary. Sure, you can, do someone else's subscription. Going to that concert, is it really that necessary? Probably not. And then obviously rent or mortgage if you're in that phase of life. Another one as well is groceries. Groceries will save you so much money. I've gotten to a point where I really just be eating ramen noodles, egg, chicken, rice, basics. Because eating out, bro, one day of eating out equates to like 2 or 3 days or more of like a full week's worth of groceries, right? So stay at home, don't go out. Obviously, if you have a girl, right? Just a pro tip for you, if you have a girl and you're really trying to get your finances right? Just let her know, look, we might not be going out as often as we used to, but I'm gonna still take you out once in a while just to show you I appreciate you and I like you and like I'm grateful for you, right? Just in general, just be like that, straight up. Movie or date nights at home, but I'm gonna show you a lot of love while we're at home, or whenever we do go out, I'm gonna make it worthwhile. Oh, and also mention transportation, like how much is transportation worth? That's probably another necessary expense. Uber doesn't usually fall into that transportation because, bus fare, usually lasts about 2 hours, so $4 compared to an Uber ride that'll probably cost you, I don't know, anywhere from $6 for the same trip, something like that. So yeah. And the next step is obviously after you've contributed your 401k, after you've been checking your account on a regular basis, you paid yourself, right? You paid yourself first, and you paid your future self that will like you for having money in the bank now, and you did all your major expenses, only the required expenses. Once you've done that, the next step is to pay off all your debts. Specifically, the best approach I would see is just because of human behavior is the snowball method. You line up all your debts, like legit, take out all the debts that you're currently owing, like credit card debt, car payment or car loan or mortgage, whatever it is, right? Line it all up and start paying off the one with the lowest amount, the lowest total amount, just so that you can start building some momentum to clear the debt from your name, right? Because the borrower is always a slave to a lender. Like even myself personally, unless it's like some type of like business investment type of debt, I don't really be taking debt. The only type of debt I have on my credit card is like expenses. All my expenses, like fixed expenses, any fixed expense, I have no problem putting on my credit card. But just myself, the way my experience with the credit cards and just my own behavior, I realized I can't really, dabble in credit cards too much. So I just stick to my debit card, and if it's a fixed expense, I'll put on my credit card. So when you don't focus your money on specific debts, right, you feel like your money isn't really going anywhere, or you're not making a dent in any of the debts. So if you can, possibly stick to the minimum payments on all of them, and then all the other money that you have, put it as much as possible towards the remaining debt, or the lowest debt, so that you can start building some momentum and start seeing an impact, right? Because you're just paying the minimum balance on all of them and there's no extra money being infused, you just feel like your money's not going anywhere, right? It's like as if you're putting a drop into an ocean. I talked about an emergency fund of anywhere from 1,000 if you're just by yourself, upwards of 5,000 if you have a family to take care of. But I ideally want to be able to build that emergency fund upwards of 4 to 8 months, maybe even a year worth of salary, or a year's worth of expenses, right, that you can cover, so that if whatever reason something goes on, or you decide finally decide to take that leap to do your own entrepreneurial stuff, then you're at least good to go for an extended period of time. And you can really go hard with whatever it is you're trying to do. Or you lost your job, you have some time to recoup and find something else, and ideally something better too, right? And the last step, of course, is to invest. Real estate, bonds, stocks, stuff like that. But I would say, for the most part, don't start doing all that shit, all that investing shit, until you're debt free. Doesn't include mortgage, but all like any other type of debt you have, as long as that's gone and the only debt is really your mortgage, then you can start buying some more property and using other people to rent in that property and use their money to pay the mortgage on that new property. So any debt that is of high interest, or anywhere from 9% or higher, you definitely want to pay that off first without a doubt, and then work your way towards the overall investing side of things. So essentially what it is to pay yourself first and run yourself like a business. You are your business. You are your own business. You are the pilot of your own life. Take heed to these things and you'll be good to go. You will never have a situation where you blow a bag, or you're eating sleep for dinner, you know what I'm saying? So have the bare minimum of expenses and increase your income. And if you realize your income's not enough, this is where side hustles come into play, right? Picking up a job as a server, whatever else you gotta do to make that money, you know what I'm saying? But yo, God bless, much love, peace and joy, namaste. And always remember, always, 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 if it doesn't feed you, do not water that shit. All facts, no cap. Remember as well, too much of any good thing is good for nothing. Stop going to the club for a little bit. Stop, buying that extra coffee, make coffee at home, all that stuff. Alright, bro. Deuces.
Niggas that's in the slammer. She wanna hug, I your MC Hammer. Can't test it. And please don't tempt me, cause you will be right up in the heavy. I'm
Oh
going
no, what?